Okay, Hoop fans, we are coming to you live from the Liberty Gymnasium, up close and personal. I am with Rick Turner.
Few of them, but it's a pretty close range. Gallagher dribbles it in, strong to the move to the basket, gets it up and in.
Okay, Liberty basketball enthusiasts. That's right, it's time. We are back in the gymnasium for your new season starting next week. And I thought we'd come to you today with a special guest, Omar Coach Parker, with a little bit of a preview show.
What's up, everybody?
Kind of like Pac-12 preview, only for Kingco 3A. So welcome to the, what do you call this room, Coach?
This is our team room.
Team room.
This is formerly a storage area that we took over about 11, 12 years ago and made into our space so we wouldn't have to have a shared locker.
So you are getting inside the ropes, behind the scenes access. We can't show you too much, but we are here today bringing you a little bit of a preview, a recap of last year, and frankly, the fans want to know, Omar, what have you been up to this summer? So thank you for joining in. I'm Sean Nielsen of the Nielsen Real Estate Group in England, Vokers, and Kirkland, your voice of the Liberty Patriot basketball program. And this, of course, the one and the only Coach Omar Parker. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, Sean. We're just a few days away from practice getting started, and by the time this aired, we'll have been a few days in and getting ready for our opening game.
Opening game is coming fast, so practice starts next week?
Next Monday.
Okay.
Should have 50, 55, maybe even 60 kids come out for all three teams, so we'll be busy.
Well, that says something. You had mentioned this room was storage for 12 years. Does that mean this is the kickoff of your 12th season?
This is the 12th year. I think I'm the second longest tenured coach in the entire conference.
That's something special there.
Yeah, It's been a long time. Seems like yesterday, Sean, when we just got started.
Almost a baker's dozen. You can see, folks, this is sort of like the memory wall right in behind us here. Look at these kids, all the lives that have been changed by this man right here. And we want to know, Coach, what have you been up to the last couple of months since we saw you last March at Bellevue College at the district tournament? So what's the summer been for you?
So we took a little time off following our showing in district, which culminated in a solid year. And then we were right back at it starting in June. We had 21 games and 8 practices in the month of June for our varsity.
Wow.
Our JV kids played in about 12 or 13, including some weekend tournaments. We had just shy of 150 youth kids come to summer camp, was
150
fantastic.
Kids.
150. By comparison, I think the University of Washington gets about 80. So we've been doing really, really good, and that's a nice indication of things to come. Kids are excited to come and play, and of course, that's one of the highlights of the summer with our players serving as coaches and mentors for those kids for the week.
Right.
And
so current players will be the coaches.
It's a great week. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work, but people look forward to it, and I certainly do too.
Wow. And you personally, you mentioned that your daughter, right? She's going to be playing some basketball this year.
My daughter made the 4th grade Liberty Select team. So while I'm the head coach here at Liberty High School, I'm the assistant 4th grade girls coach. And we've been having fun doing that. It's been really neat to share that with my daughter. She hasn't been too into it. She's always played a little bit, but it seems like she's getting excited about it. So
she's catching the Parker vibes,
She is catching it a little bit.
How's her jump shot from the corner? Is she buttery? Or
her jump shot is coming along, we'll say. I think she's more of a defensive player. She does. It is funny, not to get too personal, but it's interesting to see what she knows about basketball, having just been around. She's actually paid attention a little bit.
Okay.
So
yeah,
she knows some things that maybe the other girls don't know, which was a surprise to me that I didn't know she knew. But we're having fun with it. A couple games this weekend, and so we'll see how. If I wasn't busy enough, now we've got that going on too.
The man eats, breathes, and sleeps hoops. So with that, Coach, why don't you dig into the kind of a recap of last season? So our varsity squad had a great year last year, finishing 15-9 total. That's right, folks. 15-9 total, 9-5 in season, third in the Kinko district, right? Third in Kinko behind what Bellevue was first, Mercer Island, and we were third. However, you reminded me, we played into the Kinko tournament championship?
So we were battling all year long for kind of that number 2 spot. Bellevue held the number 1 spot for most of the season. And in the Kinko playoffs, we managed to knock off Mercer Island and play in the Kinko championship game for the second straight year.
That's right.
And since we've reclassified, we hadn't played in the Kinko conference tournament because we were a 2A school, but we recently reclassified it to a 3A school, and so we've been participating in that, and we've gone to the conference championship every year, so that's been fun.
A great record to hold and a great memory there. And then obviously we went from the Kinko championship in the district, right?
Yeah.
Knocked off Bishop Blanchette here at home.
Yep.
Ventured over to Bellevue College. Ran into the buzzsaw of Garfield High School, but as you said, just down a few buckets at halftime?
Yeah, the main purpose of the Kinko playoff is for district seeding and to get into the district tournament, which we also have never missed. We've been to the district tournament every year for the last 11 years, and this was actually the first time, because of reclassifying, that we can say that we won a 3A game, and we won a 3A district game, which put us in the spot that you want to be in every year, which was a winner to state. And we had 2 opportunities to play against some of Seattle's best, and the state's best team.
Yeah.
And we played Garfield tough in the first half, and we're down 4 points, and they turned it on a little bit in the second half against us, but it was good for our program. Garfield went on to win the state tournament, and so it wasn't, maybe we can claim we were second.
Hey, there you go. Good to see the kids battle, right?
Yeah, it was great.
What a great season last year. Okay, so we are back. Had to give the old arm a little break there. But first cut of the coaches show. Here we are, we're back, and that was really good. A little recap of last season. Before we look ahead to this year, Coach, remind me, Brian Buddy Gallagher, right? League MVP.
Yeah.
Last year. And tell the folks where he's at this year.
Well, only the third time that's ever happened, where Liberty has had a most valuable player in the league. I think that it was about as clear cut. Buddy was hands down one of the best all-around players that, not only in the league but in the state, and he went on to receive an all-state honor too, which is only the 4th player from Liberty High School to ever do that. And just a tremendous scorer, by far our best rebounder, a good defender. And all of those efforts landed him a scholarship at the University of Victoria in Canada.
University of Victoria, so he'll be playing some hoops this season.
Playing some hoops, and hopefully they'll make it down this way to play some exhibitions or something.
Yeah.
But, as far as Canadian basketball goes, that's he's in the top league in Canada, and it's one of the stronger programs. His coach has been there a long time and has a good resume, and I don't see any reason why Buddy's not going to have a huge amount of success.
Look forward to watching him, and shout out to the other players still playing at the next level. Peyton Norland, I know. Nathan Visdal
is still playing.
Jake Elfstrom's out there hooping.
Jake Elfstrom just got done with his college campaign. I think he's going to go to San Diego State and finish up.
Okay.
But we were excited about him, our all-time leading scorer. So.
Well, shout out to those guys. You boys come back and catch me up in the booth this season. I'd love to have you on the call. And don't forget, the alumni is really what makes this place great, right, Coach? With the memory wall behind us. But with that memory, let's look ahead into 2023-24 season. Tell us a little bit about what the team looks like this year, Coach. Remind us those key players and what can we expect?
Yeah, so we've got a good group of returners, and even some of those returners are still, not yet seniors. I think you start with the point guard in Denali Hatcher, who, was a first-team all-conference point guard himself.
Yeah.
And is the next in a long line of, point guards that have received that that honor. You know, off the top of my head, you know, Tynan Gilmore and Nick Chung and his brother Josh Chung and you know, and Peyton Nordland, and now, you know, Denali. You know, if you play point guard at Liberty, you've got a pretty fair chance of ending up, you know, being a first teamer, because there's been a long line of those guys. And then I think you've got to pivot quickly to, you know, someone who's going to leave Liberty as one of the all-time greats. You know, I mean, knock on wood, he keeps his health and all that, but sophomore, you know, Jackson Whitaker is someone who is, you know, really dedicated to his craft and spends a lot of time. He's up here before school, just about every single day, getting shots up and working on footwork. And
good to see that.
And he really kind of blossomed this summer as kind of our go-to scorer, which is kind of cool when that's a sophomore. And then you've got some guys with some experience. Hanson Fan he drew our toughest, you know, the toughest defensive assignment night in and night out. And Max Vermillion, who had big games, actually hitting like 5 or 6 threes last year in a varsity contest.
Downtown Max, looking forward to seeing him again.
He's been doing well, and so we've got a good nucleus of guys that are going to be able to kind of lead us and get us going, you know, early. And then, you know, each year there's surprises that come in. You know, we've got 16 guys that are coming on Monday, and you know, they're all going to be vying for probably that 5th starting spot and or playing time.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, Coach. I'm excited. I can't wait to get back out there in the booth and start calling some games. So, looking at the schedule, we've got practice next week. You've got something new this year, the Salmon Cup.
Yeah. So the Salmon Cup was, you know, originally thought up to be, you know, kind of the Issaquah schools and Issaquah Skyline and Liberty, and that's going to participate in it this year. You know, as it moves forward, I think it'll be more of a tournament style race for the cup, so to speak. And, you know, we can bring in other teams, you know, each year. But so this year there will be one game of the Salmon Cup will be here at Liberty. That'll be on December 2nd. Us versus Skyline. It's going to be a real neat environment. The Bear Chorus from Briarwood Elementary is going to come, which usually brings about 100 kids and all of their parents.
Yeah. So that'll be the first chance for us to see the kids at home.
Correct, because we opened with Issaquah away. And then and we'll play Issaquah down there, and then we'll, you know, out of those 3 games, those Issaquah, Skyline, and Liberty, the outcomes of those games will determine the cup. And then year in and year out, we'll probably have either Issaquah or Skyline come up here and try and play Friday, Saturday.
Preseason matchup there, and then right away we jump right into the season with Bellevue.
Yeah.
Right, December 2nd or 3rd, right out of the chute. At home.
Skyline's the 2nd, and I think that Bellevue's that Monday.
Okay.
So it's going to be we'll play on Saturday. We'll come back and have a light practice on Sunday, which we normally don't do to prep for Bellevue, and then the conference season's off and running. You need little sticks.
I do, a selfie stick.
Selfie stick.
Well, I have something.
I'm surprised you don't have one with all the adventures that you go on.
I'm not prepared. This is like more of an
Do you have a selfie stick?
Of course I have. So just a quick little preview. We've got the Salmon Cup coming up right after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Right? We've got our first home game December 4th against Bellevue.
Well, December 2nd against Skyline, but our first home conference game will be Bellevue.
Yep. So make sure you guys come out December 2nd against Skyline, followed by a quick turnaround Monday the 4th against Bellevue, and that is the reigning Kinco champions. So we don't waste any time. We're going right after those guys. And then a couple of league games before we head to San Diego. What's that holiday tournament all about in San Diego this year?
So it's called the Surf and Slam. It's a nationally recognized tournament with some of the best teams from, you know, around the entire country. And they meet up in San Diego. We'll fly out the day after Christmas on the 26th. We play 3 games in 4 days and come back on the 31st. So it'll be, you know, very good competition. I think, you know, part of the reason that we go on these tournaments is it does simulate postseason. Okay. You have quick turnarounds where you have to play a game and then you play another game, and you have very little time to prepare, so it helps our staff with learning, what that pace is going to look like. So when we get to the state tournament, we're ready to do that. And I think equally important, getting those kids together. The last time we went down to San Diego, Hall of Famer Bill Walton came and sat with us for 2 hours and talked to us and answered questions. And so we'll try and put together some team building stuff and something cool that'll make the trip, real memorable. Now how to pay for it is a whole
trips,
nother.
Well, that's just it, fans.
Whole nother deal.
The fans want to know if the broadcasting team gets to come down to these tournaments, and well, it's not quite in the budget, is it?
No.
And speaking of budget, don't forget, folks, this is a not-for-profit organization, and we definitely missed having the golf tournament this year from a fundraiser perspective. Look for that next year, but we will be reaching out, trying to get some sponsorships, right, for the game day guide. So look ahead for that. Welcome small businesses, large businesses, local businesses alike to kick in a little bit of sponsorships, right?
Yep.
We also would give some spots on the air through the broadcast. And there might be some off chance for tournament sponsorships as well.
Sure.
So we look for that. You don't need to ask for that, Coach. That's what I'm here for. We appreciate everything that you do for these kids and the program, and that also goes to the ladies basketball program, right? So we sponsor both programs and look ahead to them. They're going to have a great year as well, and we are excited. Everything that we have in store for this year. Thank you for all you've done. And a quick little announcement. This Coaches Show brought to you, of course, by the Nielsen Group. Yours truly.
Yeah, and as before we close, I just want to thank you, Sean.
Oh yeah.
So very much. You've been our best and biggest supporter. And a personal friend. Not only doing the broadcast and making it fun for mom, dad, students who can't come, grandma, grandpa to see the games. It's something that's been very special and was quite frankly started and invented by you, and it's been made awesome. And your generosity, through your donations and efforts with our golf tournament stuff. We just can't. We wouldn't be here without Sean and his group. So,
well, Coach, I appreciate
thanks.
that. I'm going to cut all that out because this isn't about me. It's about you.
I got to better keep it.
But hey, listen. In all seriousness, I do want to thank Todd and Katie Ringwood because they did, in fact, sell their house this summer. And as you know, with every home sold through the Nielsen Group for the Liberty Patriots basketball family, we will donate $1,000 back to the program, the Boys and Girls program. So thank you, Todd and Katie, for that. First, hopefully one of many, right, families to sell with us and donate back to the program. It looks like we got some new basketballs from that. We've got the Salmon Cup coming out from you for that. So again, thank you guys, and thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Sean.
Don't forget to tune in, right? First home game, December 2nd against Skyline. And we hope you enjoyed this edition and the first of many of the Coach's Corner here in the corner.
Oh, right? Wow!
And now we're gonna
you nailed it.
We're gonna head over to Doof. So if you guys want to join us for a quick little chicken wings and a soda, we'll be there. Anything else you want to say for the fans, Coach?
That's it. We'll see you in the gym.
All right, go Patriots.
They come out and play hard. Look for Nathan Visdall to throw up some shots, and here's Peyton Norland inside with a bucket. Turn and spin, first points tonight. Patriots draw first.